Welcome to the Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-the-minute Trump news. Join us today and every day. Here's today's news.
This is TBNN.
Comey calls Trump comments lies, plain and simple. By Tyler Durden. In his opening statement this morning, fired FBI Director James Comey skipped the pleasantries and got straight to the point when he accused the Trump administration of defaming him and telling lies, plain and simple. And although the law required no reason at all to fire an FBI director, the administration then chose to defame me, and more importantly the FBI, by saying that the organization was in disarray, that it was poorly run. Those were lies, plain and simple. Anyone care to guess how many times this soundbite will be replayed throughout the day?
That's the news. Join us here every day. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell. See you next time.
This is TBNN.